You're lonely because you are not walking in your purpose. So I want you to go ahead and print out your journal, grab your favorite beverage, and let's do the work. Okay, so this video was inspired by a TikTok. So I want you guys to just take a quick second and watch this TikTok. It's a very quick 45-second powerful message. And then we can get straight into it.
The real flex is how many lives you can positively impact. It's not about cars, clothes, or clout. Influence means nothing if you're not helping somebody to grow. The legacy you leave won't be measured by what you had, but by who you helped. Real power is when your presence inspires action, when your story sparks change, when your content shifts someone's mindset and helps them to unlock a new level. You want to be remembered, make people feel seen, make people feel heard. Share what you've learned. Lift others as you climb. The impact you make on others will outlive every material thing you chase. That's the difference between popularity and purpose. You weren't just called to win, you were called to lead, and real leaders build more leaders. That's the flex.
And these are the reasons I, for one, like and love TikTok. This whole idea of purpose has really started to resonate with me as of recent. And a part of me is wondering if that is why a lot of us are feeling disconnected and alone. What if it is not a partner or a group of friends that we need? What if it is us being around and being with the people in a community that we serve and standing alongside with those that share the same vision? Can finding and walking in your purpose cure your loneliness? All right, so section 1. As you all know, I love to define things. Let's start off with what is loneliness? How do you define it? Let's get clear on that first. So I want you to mark all that apply. Is loneliness feeling like no one truly sees or understands you? Being surrounded by people but still feeling isolated? Having to hide parts of yourself to be accepted? Always being the one reaching out, never being pursued? Living with a constant sense of emptiness or numbness? Or having friends who are shady, competitive, or toxic, craving physical affection but settling for casual sex, being attractive on the outside but emotionally alone, and then lastly, struggling to build or maintain deep connections. So I want you to think to yourself and for yourself, what do you mean? This feeling that you are having called loneliness, what is that ache? What is lacking? What is not there? What are you looking for and what are you craving? For me personally, whenever I'm feeling that, I am feeling disconnected from my people or from the community, AKA people that I relate to. It's almost like I'm living in this world with a whole bunch of robots, which is why a lot of the content that I've been making recently has been more spiritual based. Like, I don't know, I want to almost say like spiritual awakening is what I'm kind of going through, where yeah, I had fun. I did the shit in my 20s. I was out, I was drinking, I wore the outfits, I had the boys, I was fucking around, whatever. But now I want something real. That's me. You need to get to a place where you're clear on when you're saying, I'm lonely, what does that mean? Now, remember, during this whole entire process, you are not alone. So I want to share a few. I'm going to do 2. I have 4 comments from community members who put their feelings into words. These comments came from gay men and queer folks who were brave enough to speak openly about their experiences with disconnection, rejection, and longing. So the first one. I'm a living example that privilege alone is not enough. I have material things, but I still feel like I missed out. And then comment number 2, I've tried to make friends, but it felt like no one cared to actually connect. It felt so impersonal, and I resonate with this one so much. And I say this all the time. I used to really love and enjoy going to the bars and the clubs, and I have slowly, the older that I get, I will be 30 in September, y'all. I'm just like, it is not hitting the same way it used to. I just don't, it's not fun anymore. It's just like, I don't know, I feel like it's just everybody walking around with their in-person, with their Instagram profiles in person. And it's like, it's so weird and so uncomfortable, but let's keep going. So now I want to talk about the things that get in the way. Loneliness may show up in different ways, but many of us share similar experiences with it. We know the ache of feeling unwanted, the silence after reaching out, and the sadness that lingers even in the middle of a crowd. We try to fix it. We try to feel it. We try to forget it, but it still lingers. So I made a short listicle, just going a little bit more in depth of things that we do as a community to try to cure this loneliness, excuse me. So whether it's hooking up for the illusion of connection, chasing physical perfection or beauty standards, staying in toxic friend groups just to feel included, turning to social media for validation, using sex as a substitute for intimacy, isolating ourselves before others can reject us, dating people we don't really like just to feel wanted, numbing with substances or distractions. So mine is definitely substances and distractions. I don't know if I've already shared this in a previous video, but I've been going on this cleanse, and I don't know why I decided to do it now. Because I was listening to my body, that's why I decided to do it now. But it's Pride Month, and I'm just like, crap, I really want to go out, I really want to have fun, I really want to drink, but I am literally cleansing my body because something just feels off. Something doesn't feel right, and I want and miss my mental clarity, and I'm done numbing. I'm ready, like y'all, to find my chosen family. You know, I have partners, as you all know, and I love them to death, but I miss having connections, like that platonic connection. Connection. So I'm in the same boat as you all as well. Yes, I have partners, and a lot of you are looking for that romantic love, and I think also platonic love, but some of us are just focused on platonic, some of us are just focused on romantic. Another one is chasing physical perfection and beauty standards. I think this is a big one that a lot of us struggle with. I know I struggle with this personally, where I always used to think that if I just looked good enough, or I looked perfect enough, or I am perfect enough, and I do everything correctly and right, I will be good enough. And it's almost like there's something wrong with me, which is why I am alone, or why people are not receptive to me, or people don't like me, or whatever the list may be. So just wanted to express that because I don't want you guys to feel like you are alone in this. Like, I'm here with you. This is why we are doing the work together and having the conversations together. We do these things not because we're broken, but because we're trying to feel whole. You're not alone in the ways you've tried to self-soothe or survive the ache, but if the loneliness still lingers, maybe it's time to try something different. All right, section 2, shifting our focus. So I get really inspired by quotes. So the quote that I have is, be the person who makes other people feel seen. Sometimes we get so stuck in our own heads, wrapped up in what's wrong with us, why we feel so alone, why no one seems to notice or understand. We spiral inwards, thinking we're the only ones who feel this way. But the truth is, we're not. There are so many others carrying the same weight, the same ache, the same question, do I matter to anyone? And sometimes the path out of that pain isn't being seen, it's seeing others. So I want you to take a moment and ask yourself, when was the last time you made someone feel seen or valued? How did that feel? What do you notice in your body or heart when you're making someone else feel understood? Are there people in your life right now who might need to be seen the way you want to be seen? So here I have 2 pictures of me being out recently. One was in Columbus, Ohio, and one was in Chicago. And these 2 amazing individuals, I just never met them. I never knew them. Something about them, I was like, I want to make you feel seen. I don't know. It wasn't like they were alone or by themselves. They were actually both with people. And it was just something about them that I just resonated with, and I wanted to celebrate with and make them smile. And it made me feel more connected. It made my heart smile. Like, I don't think you guys realize how much I love y'all. And I think bringing love and empathy into our community is a lot of our missions. And I think that's why we're connected. I feel like that's why my content resonates with some people and it doesn't with others, because some of you, like myself, are light workers. We are on this earth to bring love and empathy into the community, and we can see in certain people, we're like, I'm gonna spark your light. I think someone might have said something, someone might have done something, some people might not be appreciating you, and it might be the people in your own group. And I wanna make you feel like the star tonight. And my partner was able to capture some really great moments. So yeah, one of these is actually my background, and it just, I don't know, it just makes me feel really warm to see individuals light up like this, and that I was able to be the change that I love to see, which is love and empathy in the community. So sorry, I really am proud of myself, and I just wanted to use this as an example of how you just have to step out of your comfort zone. I honestly don't like or enjoy going to the bars and clubs as much as I used to, but I still go because I still want to be the change that I wish to see. And where is the best place to go to bring love and empathy into the gay community? It is the bars, because that's where a majority of us congregate. But I will continue to move forward, but I did just want to share that. And I want you to dig deeper into those questions and think, because I think a lot of us get stuck in our solitude, and we are lonely, and we miss connection. We miss being around people that we relate to, and that love that you have to give to a partner or to friends, why not give it to a stranger, even if it's just for a night, even if it's just for a moment, even if it's just for a couple minutes? That is going to do something for you. I promise you. Give it a try. Remember, we're gonna try things differently. We have to try to do things differently, because if we keep doing the same thing that we've been doing, we're gonna get the same result. Moving forward, what is your purpose? I know many of us dream of finding love, being partnered, building a life, maybe even raising kids. We want to be chosen, seen, held. The desire is real. But while you're doing the work on yourself and waiting for that kind of love, what if there's a way to live out your purpose now? Remember, we are light workers. We are overflowing with love often, more often than others. And we have to give that to other people. I believe that so many of us are deep, empathetic, maybe even highly sensitive people. So empath and HSP, highly sensitive person, I kind of use those interchangeably. I don't know if they really have, I feel like they have different definitions, but to me, they're the same thing. It's just, we just have a light inside of us. We are really connected to ourselves. We're very sensitive to things, and we just have love that we love to overpour into other people. Specifically in the gay community, we feel the weird, uncomfortable, tense, awkward, selfish, conceited, superficial, sex obsessed, and it's like, ugh, it's gross to us. Now, for those of you that are new to the term, specifically highly sensitive person or empath, I did create a short assessment, what is that titled? It is titled, boom. See, this is why I got slides, because y'all being so distracted. Am I a highly sensitive gay man? So, for those of you that have never heard this term or are curious to know if you are a person, this is just a beginning starting point to your journey. Take the assessment, and then I have some book recommendations, but you can also just Google online to dig a little bit deeper into this. That is gonna bring you a level of awareness that you need moving forward. So I'm not gonna get too carried away with that. But if you are an HSP, an empath, that's why we're right here and why we resonate. Moving forward, we carry this deep well of love inside of us, and every day that passes without pouring it into someone else, it can feel like a waste. And in a world that's growing colder, more self-absorbed, and less empathetic, especially in our own community, it's no wonder many of us are losing hope. My suggestion is to shift your focus. What if your purpose right now isn't about being chosen, but about choosing? What if the love you're waiting to give a partner is meant to be shared right now with your community? So I want to do a short comparison of just how it feels to choose to stay in your solitude and loneliness versus choosing your community. So choosing solitude and loneliness, it feels like you're slowly fading out of the world, like your love has nowhere to go. Hopeless about things ever changing, disconnected from others, exhausted from pretending like you're okay when you got love inside of you, baby. Unseen, unchosen, unwanted, stuck in cycles of self-blame or overthinking, and like you're always on the outside looking in. And again, remember y'all, this is just my perspective. I am not God. I don't know everything. Everybody needs to talk. Everybody needs to share. We all have a seat at the fucking table for a reason, which is why I created the community. Log on, realgaylife.com, join the conversation. I want to hear your voice, your perspectives. What do you think? It's not just me. I want us all to share. Y'all be telling me stuff that broadens my horizons. That's how I get to the place where I get. A lot of this stuff that I get from here is from the comments. Like, I am learning more about who you all are. I prefer in person, but the comments help me to understand more what's going on, what the issue is, what the community is, what we're feeling, and what we want to feel. And then I take all that information and I ponder. I like to think. I like to think about this. Remember, y'all, this is my mission. This is what I want to do. This is what I feel called to do on this earth. This is the change that I want to see. And I think choosing your community might help put you in a different place, in a different mindset, might help you to feel part of something meaningful, proud of how you show up, deeply seen by someone you choose to see. Like, when I was connecting with those folks, they were also doing the same thing to me. Even though I initiated the conversation or I initiated the interaction, I felt seen by them because I was able to have a quick talk, a quick chat. I was able to hype them up, and they did the same with me, and we were able to connect and be in relation for that quick moment. And I think you guys underestimate how relating with someone like that in a quick moment and genuinely feeling like I see you and you see me, it is so beneficial on both ends. Grounded and more in touch with your heart, reminded that your presence matters. Hopeful, like change is actually possible. Useful, like your love has purpose, because it does. Reconnected to the world and your place in it. So, with all that being said, I do not want you guys to think you cannot still want love. You can still want love. You're allowed to want deep romantic connection, to continue to long for a partner who sees you, chooses you, and builds with you. That desire to me is holy and it's human. But in the meantime, while you wait, while you heal, while you grow, your love doesn't have to sit still. You can channel it into someone who needs it, someone who's also waiting to be seen, someone who may not say it but feels just as alone as you do. Love doesn't always have to be romantic to be powerful, and the more love you give, the more connected, grounded, and ready you become to receive the kind of love you've been dreaming for. Y'all know I'm a big believer in the law of attraction. I think doing this in person also, I want to point out, many of us are trying to feel seen and make others feel seen through screens, but it's not the same. To me, real eye contact, real energy, and real presence, that's where connection starts to feel real again in this plastic ass world. So I created a short list to go about places and things you can do to make other community members feel seen, just to get your mind working and turning. Again, join the conversation, hop in there. If you all have suggestions, talk to us, talk to your people. So I have volunteer at an LGBTQ center or youth shelter. I think Columbus has this place called Kaleidoscope, great place. Visit elders in a local retirement home. Organize a casual community meetup at a park or coffee shop. Start a monthly game night, book club, or potluck for queer folks, or attend one. Attend an open mic art show gathering where queer voices are centered and supported, or offer help to a local artist, drag performer, or creator behind the scenes. So I think those are pretty great suggestions. Again, it's about being around and in spaces with people that you relate to, making them feel seen, and just sitting with how that makes you feel. I just want you all, that's it. That's all I want you to try to do. Remember, I'm just kind of speculating because it works for me. I don't know if it'll work for you, but I think a lot of us are lonely because we're not walking in that purpose. And your purpose, baby, is to love. You want love. You like love. You love connection. You want connection. So you give it. You go out there. I'm not saying do it till you're depleted, but I don't know. Give it a try. Also, I want to talk about courage for a second, because stepping out of your comfort zone takes a lot of courage, especially when you've been hurt before. Maybe you tried to connect in the past and it didn't go well. Maybe you met someone off-putting, cold, or unkind, and maybe it made you retreat. But don't let that one experience stop you from trying again. Rejection isn't an attack on who you are, it's a redirection toward where you're meant to be and who you're meant for. Try something different this time. Bring your softness, your empathy, your full self, and remember, courage doesn't mean you're not scared. It means you're willing to show up anyway. So, I have an assessment that talks about rejection, specifically if it is getting in the way. So, it's going to explore whether rejection is quietly running the show, keeping you small, silent, and stuck inside your comfort zone. So there are 3 sections. Section 1 is about fear of rejection and fear of self. Section 2 is about the stories we tell ourselves. And then section 3 is about attachment, avoidance, and armored hearts. So I ask you, could loving others, not just your future partner, even though you can still have that, be your purpose? Are you light? Are you love? Do you love connection? Do you love love like me? And if so, how would that help you endure the current loneliness that you're going through? So I cannot wait to start the conversation with you all. Remember to be the change you wish to see. Take care.